You may have seen the Tiny Gallery throughout the neighborhood of Bridgeland. It's a project aimed at bridging the gap between street art, gallery art, and public art. Joining us now is the founder of the Tiny Gallery. And how did you come up with this idea? And maybe explain what it is as well.
Sure. So what we do is we build what we call plinths, which are basically outdoor display cases. They have about the footprint of a Canada Post street letterbox, but they're 7 feet tall. And they're mostly wood, but they have a center section that's walled in polycarbonate, which is like a really strong plexiglass. And we show art in them. So I came up with it. I was inspired by the Little Free Libraries, pretty obviously. And I had been looking for a project to do in Calgary that would promote pedestrian culture and locally owned and operated business, as well as reconnecting the public with art, which unfortunately sometimes in Calgary can be a little bit siloed from the general public.
So were you trying to bring it from more of the bigger galleries down into the street level of things?
Yeah, exactly. And to give access to gallery art to people who don't normally go to galleries, right? By taking gallery art and putting it in public street areas, we give everyone access to it. The fact is that when you're in the art scene in Calgary, when you go to openings, you see the same 60 faces again and again. And if you're not in the art scene, it can be intimidating, right, to go to a show or especially to go to an opening. But art should be for everybody, so we're trying to.
So this is one of them right here on the pictures there.
Yeah.
So where is that one?
That one's at Bridgeland Market at the corner of First Ave and 10th Street Northeast. That's one of our volunteers helping set it up in May, that would have been.
And so what goes inside? What sort of art pieces are we looking at?
Any art at all that can fit inside. We've shown a really wide range of different media so far. We've shown sculptural work, two-dimensional work. Some of it has been metal, some of it has been glass or ceramic. Currently in the Bridgeland show space, we're showing work by an artist named Jessica McCarroll, and that is mostly wax, but some other found object sculpture. And in our second large show space, which is actually at the Performing Arts Centre downtown, we're showing glass work by an artist named Melanie T. Long.
It's kind of cool just to walk around and then all of a sudden stumble upon something that is very unique to just even the community of Bridgeland.
Yeah, and that's what the response has been. People seem to really like it. In fact, we've changed our schedule. We're currently on a 2-month rotation in Bridgeland, and we may be going to a 3-month rotation, but we've actually had complaints about that because people want to see new shows more often because they really like it. So
every 2 to 3 months it gets switched out right now?
Yeah, right now every 2 months, but we're looking at changing to a 3-month rotation, possibly.
So who, are they all local artists? Can people contact you if they want to put their art in there?
Absolutely. We have a submission form on our website at tinygallery.ca, and anyone is welcome to submit. Each show space has its own separate curatorial mandate. In Bridgeland, the mandate is just to show as broad a diversity of Calgary artists as possible, and that includes a broad interpretation of what it means to be a Calgary artist. We've shown some artists who are from Calgary but now live elsewhere. We've shown others who are from abroad but live and work here now, just as long as there's some kind of connection to Calgary. And actually, in our performing arts show space, we're not even limited to Calgary artists. In that show space, we're just trying to show a wide range of different art that kind of challenges what fine art or high art means. So we want to show some curated objects and some craft and some kitsch and some other things.
So are you going to expand outside of the Bridgeland area? Is that the hope?
Oh, absolutely. We've had a lot of interest from other communities to set up show spaces around the city. To be honest, the whole project has expanded a lot faster than I had initially planned.
Yeah.
We only put up our first plinth in February of this year. And the idea was that we would have the prototype plinth up for a few months and then the Bridgeland show space up for this year and expand to other show spaces in 2015. But obviously we're already moving faster than that. And there will definitely be, I think, at least 2 other community show spaces that open up around the city in 2015. I don't know for sure where they'll be yet, but they'll happen.
So they can follow you on Twitter and Facebook, and that's where you guys will let everyone know where they're going to be and the artists that are coming up?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, on Twitter at Tiny Gallery, Facebook is Tiny Gallery CA, or on our website at tinygallery.ca.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Again, Peter Meadows from the Tiny Gallery. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Up next, mindful Christmas tips. But first, here's what's happening in and around Calgary.